The detachment.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we'll just table the
Okay.
detachment. We know about the other law.
Okay.
You can start and see if they can fix it.
Okay.
That's what Jason said.
So Steve, are you,
I'll try to call. Go ahead and go. I'll try to call.
you ready to go? Okay. Well, let's call the city council meeting for Pipestone to order, please. Could I have a roll call?
Mayor Delaney,
Here.
Councilmember Smith,
Here.
Councilmember Thompson,
Here.
Councilmember Swanson,
Here.
Councilmember Colbeck.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. If you're able, please rise for our pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the agenda. Any additions, changes, or deletions? And I do have a change. I'd like to add item K to the agenda, and that's approval of a new liquor license resident manager for the Pipestone Country Club. So we'll do that last. And then also, just for time, I'd like to move item E up to item A. And then we'll put item A where item E is, just to keep it simple. Does that make sense? Because we're not going to get into that resolution anyway. That'll give you some time to work your magic and maybe get it going before we get there.
So Steve will come
Okay.
up here. Steve, can you
Okay.
come up here?
All right. So, with those changes and the deletions, is there any other changes from the council? I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda with those changes.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed say no, and motion carries. Thank you. Next up is the consent agenda. The consent agenda contains the following items for approval. That's the June 2nd, 2025 regular meeting minutes, the June 3rd, 2025 special meeting minutes, the payment of claims, listing of bills, and the May financial report. I'd entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussions, questions? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed say no, and motion carries.
Change the speaker.
Community concerns. Do we have anyone signed in for community concerns, Deb?
We do not.
Okay, all right. So with no community concerns, we'd move on to our public hearing, and that's a tax abatement. Jose Fernandez Garcia and Maria Flores Garibay. I was going to ask you how to pronounce that, but
Quite sure.
I'm not quite sure either. Well, anyway, they've submitted an application for a new home tax abatement. The applicants are planning to construct a new home on Lot 2, Block 2, First Edition for the Southwest Acres subdivision in the city of Pipestone. And the proposed tax abatement request on this property is for the amount not to exceed 100% of the city's portion of the real estate taxes related to the new residential home construction on the subject property for a period not to exceed 3 years. So I'd entertain a motion to open up the public hearing.
Second.
So moved and seconded, and our public hearing, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Is now open. Is there anyone that's interested in speaking on this tax abatement proposal?
What's the microphone?
And hearing none,
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
we have a motion to close public hearing. Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed say no, and motion carries. And we'll have further information on this throughout the meeting here when we get to that point to explain what we just did, so. Okay, introduction of ordinance 167-4 series, and that's introducing a formal establishment of the Veterans Memorial in the city of Pipestone. At the last city council meeting, the council designated the location of the memorial to be at the north end of Moore Park. The adoption of this ordinance will be considered at the next council meeting on July 7th. So I will introduce ordinance 167-4 series at this time. engineering and old business, we have consider approval of safe routes to school project plans. And Travis is here. I'll turn this over to you, Travis, and we've had a lot of discussion on that proposed project. And we have some new ideas coming up.
Yep, thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. Per your direction, we've revised the alignment of the route to be on the north side of Fourth and the east side of Eighth in its entirety. So the sections that were moved over there are primarily up behind the curb. As we noted, there was a need to add a curb and gutter along Fourth, and that that allows the sidewalk to be installed there with a barrier to prevent or to protect pedestrians or bicycle traffic from the vehicular traffic. So as it sits, with that, our current cost estimate is $847,000 for construction. The grant funds that were received cover approximately $806,000. So there is a slight deficit there. I believe as we originally presented this design, it was approximately $825,000 based on estimate. So obviously this has to be bid out, and the final cost would be as a construction contract is bid. But we did do as directed and showed a route that is feasible on the east side of 8th Avenue and the north side of 4th Street.
Is there anything else that we have to consider on this? I mean, as far as going past kids in care there, I know there was issues with the parking and so forth.
So we were able to design it so the parking area should be able to stay open. The cars can pull in far enough that.
Yeah, I don't know that there'll be sidewalk, but the only thing is could be an issue with the kids on the sidewalk, but there's maybe less issue there than what the trucks going in and out of the county highway department.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a decision to close that parking area, that could be done too, but it is feasible to have the sidewalk right behind the curb and then the cars can pull in past.
Okay. All right. So I'd entertain a motion to consider approval of the Safe Routes to School project plans as presented.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or questions? And just for everyone here and out in the public, we had quite a discussion on the Safe Routes to School project plans. The first original plans came in that would actually put the sidewalk on the north side of 4th and then move it to the south side of 4th and then move it back to the north side and then move it back to the south side. And then we also had plans that actually put the sidewalk on the west side of 8th Avenue for a portion of time too. And it just seemed too complicated. It didn't make sense. The council was more interested in providing a safe route and getting that sidewalk on the area on the north side of 4th, for example, where everyone lived. And that's what makes sense. And so that's why we redesigned it, had an engineer go through it again. The only question I have is, were you able to put the sidewalk with a boulevard, or do we have the sidewalk right up against the curb?
In those areas that were redesigned, they are essentially behind the curb.
Okay.
For the whole way.
Okay. And it's just totally impossible to have a little boulevard there.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because that's going to create some issues for snow removal and things like that. But
Yeah, and a narrow boulevard isn't ideal either, because if you have 2 foot of grass, that doesn't tend to do well with maintenance and stuff as well. So you're kind of, if you can't have 5
I have
foot, you
personal
may as well.
experience with that, so I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, okay, but anyway, we've got a good plan, we've got a good grant, and it's certainly something that we need. So, entertain a motion. Do we have a motion on the floor and approved? Okay, second. So, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, say no. Motion carries. New business. First up, I'd like to go ahead with my proclamation I have here. And so we're adjusting the agenda. And I'll read that proclamation into the record. Whereas Erica Volker, Executive Director of the Pipestone Area Chamber of Commerce, a nonprofit community membership organization promoting commerce, tourism, agriculture, education, and professional interests in the Pipestone area, has served the Pipestone area for 10 years as a community leader. And whereas Erica Volker, the lover of dash hounds, has been recognized by her colleagues and peers as a leader in the community that she has been a part of and has served in such esteemed positions on the Southwest Minnesota Arts Council, Girl Scouts, Pipestone Kiwanis, Friends of the Casey Jones State Trail System, Veterans Memorial Committee, and Community Improvement Commission, only to name a few. And whereas Erica Volker and Tom Steffes have made a commitment to promoting the Pipestone community by supporting countless activities and civil groups with their time and talents. Most notably, they have been instrumental in continuing the Pipestone Annual Water Tower Festival in its 36th year. They have served the Pipestone community with pride and enthusiasm that has been contagious to all who have been so fortunate to witness. Their extraordinary efforts are admired by the entire community, and whereas it is fitting to honor this fine person for all she has accomplished and has contributed to the Pipestone community. Now, therefore, I, Dan Delaney, Mayor of the City of Pipestone, do hereby proclaim June 28th, 2025 to be Erica Volker Day in the City of Pipestone, Minnesota. And thank you, Erica, for everything you do. Okay.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you. Tom said it was a problem with one guitar, so I'm honored and relieved.
We had to get you here somehow, so we appreciate it. Okay. Resolution 2025-38. This resolution, if approved, will accept a $1,000 memorial donation from Bob and Cecil Bunkers to be used at the Ewart Recreational Center. Oh, before you leave, guys. Yep, they're leaving on me.
We can do resolution 37, Dan?
Okay.
We can do 37.
Okay. Yeah.
Jason, do you want to try to see if we switch speakers here? Do you want to see if we can hear you?
Now he can't hear us either, right?
Can you hear us? Okay, he can't hear us.
Now he can?
No, he can hear us.
He can hear us. We
He
can't.
got thumbs up. It just. don't-
And if I go down to the speaker down here, I can't. It's got the same speaker down there. I can't switch the speaker down there. If I go in here, then it really throws me off.
I just want to hand you a copy of that resolution, or that proclamation, I should say. So there's
Thank you
a,
to all of you. I'm very,
thank you.
very touched, so it'll mean a
Well
lot.
deserved.
Thank you. If you see me on that day, we'll be extra well rested.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Sounds.
There's a microphone in the array. But I don't need that. We need to clear the speaker.
All right, let's go to the speaker. What's it on there?
Okay. Well, while you're working on that, I'm going to move ahead with item B, and that's resolution 2025-38. And like I said, this resolution will approve a $1,000 memorial donation from Bob and Steve and CIS bunkers to be used at the Ewart Recreational Center. So I'd entertain a motion for that.
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion, comments? Thank you to Bob and CIS. And it's certainly something that is well used, the Ewart Recreational Center, by a lot of people. So all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries. Thank you. Resolution 2025-39. This resolution is a resolution relating to the tax abatement request on the property being developed by Jose Francis Garcia and Maria. And earlier in the meeting, the council held a public hearing relating to that request. The resolution has approved the city's portion of the real estate taxes related to the new residential home construction on the subject property will be abated for an amount not to exceed 100% for the new home construction value for a period not to exceed 3 years. And this is a program that we've had in place for quite some time. And it's a good program to help promote new building in the community. So I'd entertain a motion to approve resolution 25-39.
So moved.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any other questions, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries.
Do you want to go back to 37, Dan?
Yeah, I will. I've got that set up where item E was. So,
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
we'll get to it.
Thank you.
Okay. So next up, resolution 2025-40. This resolution, if approved, will accept the engineer's recommended low bid for the industrial road improvement project for the lower bid Mush Construction in the amount of $248,600.25. And Travis, is there anything you'd like to add to this discussion?
Just that we had some good interest in the project. We had 5 bidders on it. The 2 lowest bidders were within $6,000 of each other, so I feel that the numbers are accurate, and given the market, this is the best price we're going to get to do the project if you would like to move forward.
And this was very close to the engineer's estimate, correct, for this project?
Correct. Yep.
I'll make a motion to accept the bid.
Second.
Do you need the resolution number read into 25-40 to accept the bid?
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any questions, discussion? And this is a project that we've been talking about for several years, and it's good to see it finally coming to a point where we can start moving ahead with it. And I appreciate your work on it, Travis, and I will call the question. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. Next up is resolution 2025-37. This resolution is being brought forth as a recommendation from our city attorney Hill following legislation that was passed relating to remote meeting participation. And so if you're available, I'll turn it over to you. Okay.
He can't hear us, but he provided a memorandum in
Okay.
the packet.
All right.
And the Minnesota's open meeting law, the state made some changes. They removed the requirement for members of a public body to provide notice of the remote location and for location to be open to the public, that we can meet remote through Zoom. So if a council member happens to be on vacation and would like to attend the meeting, they made some changes. So they removed the requirement for members of a public body to provide notice of their remote location and for that location to be open to the public. Eliminated the 3 meeting limit on remote participation by elected officials, and notice for all meetings, regular, special, and emergency, are only required to include a provision that members of the body may participate remotely. And the recent changes also allow for public notices to be posted on a city's website in lieu of a newspaper, but only if the city's designated newspaper closes, which ours hasn't. So
Okay.
we would still put it in the newspaper
Okay.
like we always do. So,
And this resolution amends 2024-65 resolution establishing the 2025 meeting dates and times by including language that will allow members of the city council to participate at meetings by interactive technology. So I'd entertain a motion to approve resolution 2025-37. Thank you, Deb, for explaining that.
I'll move resolution 2025-37.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any other questions, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye. All opposed, say no. And motion carries. Thank you. Item, this SRTS project agreement. As part of the Safe Routes to Schools project, Pipestone County has agreed to be a sponsor for the city. This agreement between the city and Pipestone County further defines the responsibilities, indemnification, the financial responsibilities, and accountabilities of each party. And I'd entertain a motion to approve that agreement.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any questions, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, say no. Motion carries. TIF District 13 reimbursement request. EDA Director Schroyer has been working with the Volunteers in Mercy, who have recently installed a new furnace in their building on Main Street. The building falls in the TIF 13 district and is eligible to receive financial assistance through the district. VIM is requesting 50% of the $2,547.02 of the total cost of installing the new furnace. I'd entertain a motion to approve this reimbursement request.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions, discussion? Again, a long-standing program that we've had, and we want people to maintain their buildings, and certainly VIM is a very viable member of our community, and we're certainly glad to have them. All in favor indicate by saying aye. All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Discussion on proposed land detachment. Information on the proposed detachment is provided in the council packets. And again, Attorney Hill will explain the detachment process to the council, but he's unavailable today due to technical difficulties. And so this was for information only. If we table this to our next meeting and he can give us a presentation on it at our next meeting, entertain a motion to table.
So moved.
Second.
So moved and seconded. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Approval of the Hiawatha Lodge caterer and Telly Hole Coffee. The Gray Wolf Saloon is a licensed food and alcohol caterer who has a signed agreement to serve alcohol at the Hiawatha Lodge for events through the remainder of 2025. And we'd need council approval of that for Telly Hole Coffee and Gray Wolf Saloon. And that's a business establishment in Edgerton if you're not familiar with them. And they've been in business for quite some time and do very good work. So I think they'd be a good addition to our Hiawatha Lodge catering.
Second.
So it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye. All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Appointment of the interim administrative assistant, and City Administrator Nelson is requesting council confirmation on the hiring of Megan DeWitt, who began working for the city as an intern administrative assistant on June 10th. And entertain a motion to approve that
Second.
appointment. Moved and seconded. Any discussion, comments? I had a chance of coming in and talking with Megan, and I think she's going to do an excellent job. Seems very personable, and glad to have her on board. So, all in favor indicate by saying aye. All opposed, say no, and motion carries. Liquor license manager for the a residential manager for the Pipestone Country Club. And the Pipestone Country Club is requesting to list Brady Legler as a new resident manager of the Pipestone Country Club in regards to their liquor license. City staff has had a background check completed by the Pipestone County Sheriff's Department, and the council must make a motion to confirm the appointment of a new residential manager. And I'm assuming the background check came back satisfactory. And so this is a process we need to go through. I'd entertain a motion to approve the new liquor license resident manager, Brady Legler, for the Pipestone Country Club.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions, discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. And motion carries. Closing comments.
Jason would like me to mention, Dan, for the remote Zoom for city council meetings, if that should happen, that it would just, as during COVID as well, if a council member does appear remotely, roll call vote is necessary. So
Okay.
just like it was during COVID, we'd have to do a roll call vote
On every,
on every
Item.
motion, every item.
which makes sense, so that, yeah, okay. All right. Better than a thumbs up or a thumbs down,
Yeah. And
Okay,
you got to make sure that we're seeing, everybody in the audience can see, so we do it just exactly like we're doing now.
okay,
But to make sure it's a roll call vote.
okay. I'll probably be taking advantage of that sometime this summer, so. The vacation's coming up, I'm sure that'll happen. All right, any other closing comments? Water Tower Festival is coming up at the end of the month, and we've had some communication with residents that are concerned that our community isn't being kept up like it should be. And I would encourage everyone to have your weeds pulled and your lawn mowed, and let's look as snappy as we can for the Water Tower Festival Parade coming up. And let's promote our community. And you know, in the world we live in now, there's so much division, there's so much labeling, and we had some tragic events happen in the state of Minnesota this last weekend, and some very good people lost their lives because of just simply being public servants. And every one of us up here are public servants, and we may have different ideas on how things should go from time to time. But we're all up here with the same goal in mind, and that's to make Pipestone the best we can. And so let's get together and work as a group and forget about some of these labels and bickering and some of the negative stuff that we hear, especially on social media, and work together to make Pipestone the best we can. And I think we're all doing that. And let's just continue and set an example. We're a small community in southwest Minnesota, but if everyone gets together with that type of attitude, we can change our state. So, thank you. Any other comments? Entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.